And
friends, welcome back to Pitch and Bitch Season 2.
How do you do?
Oh my god, we're so excited you guys are here with us for Season 2. We should leave.
Oh, definitely. We should leave.
Time to go, my queen.
And what movie are we covering today, Becca?
Today, for episode 2, we are going to be discussing Green Room from 2015, directed by Jeremy Saulnier.
Honestly, oh my god.
What a banger!
It is lots of twists, lots of turns.
Yes.
Love the fact that it's a one-room location. Essentially, like the entire time. The fact that was the safe place to go to.
Oh, I love this movie.
Beautiful and devastating. How did you find this movie, or did this movie find you?
This was a movie, I had seen it before, only once though, but I had seen it before. This was one that I had heard a lot about from various people, both horror fans and one of my dear friends is actually an audio engineer for local punk bands here in Vancouver and goes on tour and stuff. So at one point, I was talking about it with her and stuff, and obviously this hit home for her and was real scary. But I love this movie. I had forgotten how much I enjoyed this movie until I watched it for recording today. This movie is a fucking banger. It is so good. It is so tight from start to finish. It's got a great hour 35 runtime, which on this show we love. We love a tight runtime.
Who doesn't? It gets right into it. Exactly. I quite enjoy that.
You're just off to the races right from the beginning, which I'm so into. I think the writing in this movie is great. It's actually oddly very funny in certain sequences, and it's just really smart, and I really enjoyed it. How did you like this movie?
I like this movie a lot. A friend recommended it to me, and because big Anton Yelchin fan.
Oh, Anton Yelchin, R.I.P.
Yeah, and it was his last movie before he passed.
It was his last theatrical release, and it came out a month almost to the day before he died.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking. He was so good.
He was so talented. I love him.
But my friend recommended this to me, and it's one of those ones where I just I'll get to it. I get to it. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, it was like that for me as well. I heard about it for a long time before I actually sat down to watch it. And once I did, I was like, why did I wait? This is amazing.
100%.
Yeah. And oh God, as I said, Anton Yelchin is so good in this as Pat. He's our, I guess, protagonist. It's kind of an ensemble piece. There isn't really a singular protagonist.
I agree.
But I guess it's kind of him.
I agree.
I do like Imogen Poots as well, who plays Amber, his sort of cohort by the end. She doesn't start out that way, but she's
no.
That. And I also had forgotten that Callum Turner is in this movie, who's kind of having a moment right now. He's becoming very famous.
Yes.
I believe he's currently engaged to Dua Lipa, which is what most people know him for.
Okay,
but he's up and coming as an actor. I just saw his newest movie, Eternity, if anybody saw that one. The rom-com, which is not something we talk about on this show, but I did see it, and it was not bad. And I had completely forgotten he was in this movie. You also have Joe Cole, who, if anybody out there is a Peaky Blinders fan, he's on that show for several seasons. And he's great in this. I think his character is one of the ones that is kind of given the least to do, but he does manage to still put in a really memorable performance, and I'm here for it. I love Alia Shawkat. Big fan. I love Arrested Development. I am an Arrested Development girly. So love her. And I do think she's really great in this. Apparently in the original script, the band was actually all male, but it was when she expressed interest in the part and auditioned, Jeremy Saulnier really liked what she did with the part and decided to cast her instead. So that's why she's the lone girl in the band.
I'm glad they did. It just balances out a little bit more.
It does, yeah. I think it would have felt a little uneven if Imogen Poots was the only female cast member.
I agree.
I think that would have felt a little unbalanced and a little weird. So I am glad that she's there for multiple reasons. Yeah, let's fucking get into it. This is such a banger. Let's just get right into it because I loved this.
Beautiful.
So this movie cost $5 million to make, which is cheap for 2015. And it looks great.
I agree.
It's all on the screen. And the only real sort of name that's in this movie is Patrick Stewart, who 10 out of 10. What a great performance.
What a casting.
Right? What a casting choice. And I do have
Patrick Stewart.
Right? Oh my God, it's Captain Picard. I was raised in a Trek household and it's Captain Picard. I can't. He's a symbol of all things good and pure and moral, and he's being the worst in this movie.
Yeah, different type of cult following.
Very different. But he's the only real sort of like name at the time. Like some of these people are more famous now, but when this movie came out, that wasn't really the case. It was a very independent thing.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it, but I do love the way that they handled Patrick Stewart's character in terms of shooting him and like the reveal of who's cast in this movie and also like so good. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, especially the line like, oh, you don't look as scary in the daylight.
Yes! At the very end, like you looked so scary at night. And I'm like, yes! Oh God. Okay, we're going to have to get into it because I love this movie for so many reasons.
Let me drop you the synopsis.
Yeah, let's go. Okay. Indie punk band The Ain't Rights are on tour in the Pacific Northwest. After a gig is canceled, they unknowingly agree to play at a neo-Nazi skinhead bar in the woods outside of Portland. After the show, one of the band members realizes she forgot her phone, and another band member doubles back to the green room to grab it for her, only to discover the body of a young woman who has been stabbed to death by a member of the headlining Nazi metal band Cowcatcher. Pat calls the police, but the neo-Nazis Gabe and Big Justin hold the band captive in the green room, taking their phones. After getting rid of the cops and informing the bar owner / neo-Nazi leader, Darcy, the Nazis decide to kill the band. They attack, and the band must fight their way out. Who will survive the night?
Wow.
What a premise.
It is such an excellent premise because the stakes are so high. When she forgets her phone, oh.
But what I think I love the most about this movie is like, you're totally right. The stakes are so high.
Yes.
It's such a high tension movie, but it feels so grounded in reality.
Exactly.
It feels so real. It feels so plausible. All of this could happen. None of this is really fantastical. Like, for me, obviously, like, well, maybe not obviously, I've never been to a neo-Nazi punk bar. I've never been to a skinhead bar because I don't want to go to one. Just throwing it out there. But I have been to some pretty shitty punk venues and things like that. And like, yeah, this feels so real to what that life is, you know, the sort of like super broke indie touring punk band where in the opening sequence they play a show and they make, I think it's like $6 a piece and things like that. Like, that's so real. They're siphoning gas because they're so poor.
Yeah, and especially with like only getting $6, it's like, well, at least you got paid for the gig.
Right. It might not even cover the gas you spent to get there, but at least you got paid.
Which is kind of like why... Like, there's no desperation, but definitely when it's like, well, we drove all the way here.
Yeah, exactly. So they agree to play the other gig, right? Especially when, I don't remember the character's name, but the guy who hooks them up is like, oh yeah, it'll be like a couple $100. Which, to them, that's a lot of money.
That's
like,
dinner.
That's dinner. That's gas for the next leg of the tour or to get home, whatever you decide to do.
100%.
Like, it makes sense why they would go. Like, as I say, it all just feels so grounded in reality. And then, you know, you get to the bar and it's like, okay, you got 15 minutes till sound check. You go on in 20, you know, go set up your shit and, like, get out when you're done, basically. Like, here's your money, go home. Which, like, yeah, that's 100% correct. That is how if you get paid, that's how that's happening.
Man.
And, like, again, the fact that she forgot her phone, that is something literally any of us would do at any time. It's not something crazy or, you know, out there or whatever. It's literally just the most innocuous thing.
And also it's such a pinpoint in the movie too, because that's when the ball just rolls from there.
Exactly.
That's when it because bam.
Just boom. That's it.
That's a dead body. Should have listened to the guy.
Right.
Should have let him go get the phone.
I do love the way they shot that though, with Anton Yelchin when he runs back in and the camera sort of follows him into the green room and you see him unplugging this phone and it just pans over to what he's seeing. Because that's exactly how that would happen. You just go into the room, you grab the phone, you're not really paying attention to anything that's happening around you.
No.
You're just like, oh, sorry guys, don't mean to interrupt. Let me just grab this and get out of here. And then you look up and fuck. And now you're fucked. Because you've seen.
And you know.
And you can't take it back. Like, that's it. It was totally inadvertent on your part, but now you're screwed.
And then once everybody gets into the room, it's like, well, now you're all screwed.
Yeah, the fact that they, like, all sort of, again, it makes sense, but the fact that they're all, like, ushered into this room now, you would panic, right? So, of course, you would. If some huge, huge guy is like, yeah, go get in this room, like, blah, 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 you're going to do it. Like, realistically, you are.
And also, did you not feel like it was going to be, it was just a tipping point already when they arrived at the venue and the guy's name, oh, hey, it's Daniel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like,
that's what we're dealing with. It's
Well,
not
like-
just that you guys are scary guys. It's like you guys are very particular as well.
right? Well, it's the fact that like in the conversation they have with the guy who hooks up the show before they get there,
Yeah.
he even says like they're skinheads basically, and
Yeah.
the reaction is like, well, there's a few at every show, like it's not a huge deal,
no.
it'll be fine. Like, and I think one of the characters actually says like, are we talking burning crosses here? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
And he's like, no, they're just real conservative. Which, like, one in 2026, that hits different is the first thing I'm going to say. That hits different in 2026.
it really does.
But, like, they kind of know what they're getting into, at least to a certain extent. They don't realize how bad it is, but they know that they're going into dangerous territory.
Which feeds back to your excellent point on why it kind of has this like level of reality to it, because
Yeah.
the broke musician is not a fake thing. It's
Ooh.
real.
Yep.
Sometimes you just are trying to make it, and especially with how this punk band wants to operate.
Yeah.
They emphasized in the beginning that there's no social media,
No
which
digital footprint.
kind of makes them the perfect victims as well.
Absolutely.
'Cause
It's the
like,
perfect setup.
Oh man, like nobody's
They didn't publicize
coming.
the tour.
Yes, exactly.
Nobody knows about it except for word of mouth, because, like, I think they say something in the beginning about how, like, it's not punk or something like that, so they don't want to
Yes.
do it. And, like, it sounds like shit on digital anyway and all this stuff, which, like, I'm sorry, for me, that's a little bit pretentious, but also so real. I have heard people say shit like that. So, again, it's just, like, it feels so grounded in reality for me the whole time, which is why I think it's so scary.
Especially if you're like music purists of certain genres, any genre.
Yes, a certain type of music
And then
purist.
if you want to be a underground music purist, which this band is, I love when they nerd out in the beginning.
Yeah, when
Like
they're
it's
all
so
just, like,
fun. I don't
being
know
big
why.
dorks.
Yeah,
I do love
it was pretty great.
Like Desert Island Band, and they're all like doing all this
Yeah.
stuff. I actually really loved that as a through line through the movie.
Me
I thought
too.
that was really fun.
Just to
The fact-
kind of keep it a bit light.
yeah, especially in later on in the movie when they're like prepping to sort of battle their way out of the green room, and they kind of pause, and she's like, you know, Simon and Garfunkel, like just being so real. And I actually wrote it down. One of my favorites was Amber, the little blonde girl who earns their way into the group, Imogen Poots, because her answer is Madonna and Slayer. And I was like, hell yeah, girl, I see you. That's a great vibe.
She's like, I need two.
Yeah, she's like, I need my medal, but I also need my pop queen. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta have balance.
Yeah,
This
I
is
like.
key.
Yeah,
I like both Madonna and Slayer.
dip your toe into different genres. You might find something you like.
Right? You never know how much fun you could have.
Exactly.
But yeah, this movie, as I say, right off to the races immediately. I also love the fact that you only see the aftermath of the incident. You don't actually see the girl being killed. You just see her dead in the green room.
Exactly,
Like-
because that's definitely like that's caught like the phone being forgotten is definitely their issue.
Yes.
And then it's just like two people's issues
Colliding.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also love it because I don't know if this is true. This is purely my speculation. But I feel like it's also a subtle nod to the writing technique that a lot of film and theater teachers will use, which is, okay, you have a group of people locked in a room. A body falls through the roof. What do? It's just like a writing exercise, just like a way to get you started,
and
basically.
well, and then like honestly, it's so solid because it works so well for this movie.
Exactly. This is that executed flawlessly.
And I like the fact that there's different rabbit holes that they keep kind of
Yes.
finding to burrow themselves into, but unfortunately, they just keep getting deeper and deeper into this problem.
Yes.
It starts off with
Yes.
the phone, but everything gets so much progressively worse from there.
It does.
It's insane. Oh my
It's
god.
crazy. And well, the director actually, as sort of jokingly, but he refers to this movie as part of his quote inept protagonist trilogy, because the protagonists are completely in over their heads, but they don't, and they have to try and like fight their way out and survive, but they don't really have the skill set to do that. Like, they're in that way that they're like everyday real people. They aren't battling their way out of music venues most of the time. For all that we all love to think we would grab a gun and, you know, turn into an action hero, the reality is panic sets in. You don't have a lot of those skill sets or that training.
Do I know how to use a gun?
Exactly. Or like, even if you have like a knife or something, are you actually able to harm someone? Like, that's a different mental thing you have to be able to get past.
Yeah, especially with the Big Justin.
Oh, Big Justin.
The names.
Big
the names
Justin.
are so like Justin and Daniel.
Right? It's
like
all
those names are
very
so funny to me.
White boy names.
Yeah, for
it's
real.
Very intentional, yeah.
And then they're just the most vile people.
They are. And I do actually have a cute little fun fact about Big Justin.
Yes,
that actor.
tell me.
He was cast based on his IMDb Pro photo. Literally, Jeremy Saulnier saw his photo on IMDb Pro and reached out to him to audition, and he became Big Justin. Like, I love that. IMDb for the win, y'all.
In the beginning, you feel, IMDb, thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for your service.
My favorite website.
I use it all the time.
So many fun facts.
All the fun facts.
It's like, who is this person? I know.
I know their whole filmography now. Thanks, IMDb.
So many branches, so many tree branches.
Fun fact, I have a single credit on IMDb.
I think I have
I do.
2.
I have one, but it's not under my full name, so you will probably not be able to find it. But I know that it exists. I know where it is. I know how to find it.
It was the best of times.
It was the worst of times. That's so real. Oh my God.
It's like, I do nothing like that anymore. Anyways.
Me neither. Anyway. But that's why we do this now, guys.
Yeah. But this
fine.
movie is fun because I like it because it feels like a movie made by people who like movies, if that makes sense.
Yes. It feels like a movie that was made by someone who loves movies and who loves music.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Which I think is really part of what sells this movie.
You understand the artist struggle. I was going to ask you, what's the most like when you were down on your luck, no money, like what is your, like, you're not siphoning gas, but what is your equivalent?
Things I would do to like save money. Oh gosh, there's so many. One that I got made fun of for at one point was Ziploc bags. I would rinse them out and reuse them.
Okay.
So that one box would last me like a year.
Well, you know what? They say it takes 1,000 years for them to decompose.
Right?
So why can't you use them for another day?
I still have been known to do that. I still reuse them. Like,
well, especially if you're putting like one item in there. Okay, I see it. That's actually,
that's
it's a little more environmentally friendly as well. Yeah.
So one like $5 box would last me like the better part of a year.
That's your gas siphon. Beautiful.
That's one. Yeah, I had a lot, but that was definitely one.
Besides taking a resin hoot from time to time.
Oh, God, yeah, roaches. Woo!
I don't really, I try to think of this one. I just think I, was really good at shifting around money to find money for things, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, I mean, let's be honest, back in the day, I could always find money for my weed budget, but not necessarily for my snack budget.
We definitely knew people, though, that were really good at, just people who were just would ask people for money.
Oh my God, it was wild.
And then because if you ask 5 people for $10, you have $50.
Yeah.
I kind of have to appreciate the hustle, but I don't like it when I'm a part of the game.
Exactly.
So I respect, but don't include me. Thank you.
I kind of respect the audacity, but I agree. I'm like, you're just asking people your friends for money? I don't have any to give you, but I respect the audacity and the hustle.
We're talking about 20-year-old behavior now.
Yeah. We're talking about 19, 20-year-old behavior, yeah.
You grow, I hope, yeah.
Absolutely.
But 100% the audacity.
Yeah,
wow.
The audacity. I'm kind of impressed, I'm not gonna lie.
Me too. Me too.
Right?
Yeah.
But
because we understand that sometimes you need certain things and getting money for it. So the desperation for the situation, even though it's $350, between a few people, that's so great. But especially a part of me would be leave the phone, but you need the phone.
Yeah, they have to. It's the only phone they have between 4 of them. And it's their GPS. It's their phone, obviously. It's their internet connection. It's that is their connection to the outside world. They need it.
And the escalation of how it just keeps getting from like bad to worse. Like I'm with you. Like you said, like these are real people. So I believe them. If you gave them the bullets, like maybe everything would be okay.
See, I want to say one thing first, and then I have some thoughts about this.
Tell me.
Because basically one of the reasons why this movie feels so real, why the like music aspects of it, the horror aspects of it, all of it feels so real, is because Saulnier used to play in a hardcore punk band.
Oh, cool.
Called No Turn on Fred. And he became obsessed with the idea of making a thriller that took place in a green room because he spent so much time in them. And it's supposed to be this sort of like, I guess like a place of safety almost. You know, it's where you wait to go on for your set. It's maybe where you go to relax when you're finished and things like that. Like it's supposed to be kind of a calm area. Even if people are partying, it's supposed to be kind of like a calm area. And his comment was he wanted to make sure that this movie could stand the test of real musicians scrutinizing every single frame to the point where all of our lead actors from the band learned how to play their instruments or how to sing. That's actually them playing their show.
Oh, cool.
Like they didn't hire musicians and like re-record the music or anything. That is Anton Yelchin playing guitar. That is Joe Cole playing drums. That is Callum Turner singing. They learned how to do all of it.
I think Anton Welch, and from what I got from IMDb, fun facts, him and Ali, I think they knew how to play instruments before, and then the other two actually had to like figure it out, which is crazy.
They did,
because that's not an easy vocal technique either.
No.
Like they're it's not just yelling into a microphone because you have to do it and not totally mess up your vocals.
Yeah, as you say, to do that without blowing your voice is much harder than people realize. Like a lot of people think you're just yelling into a microphone, and that's not at all the case. It's like when you hear somebody doing like a really intense metal scream, there is actually a method to do that. You're not just making noises.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeremy Saulnier actually hired Hutch Harris of the Thermals to teach the cast all of the musical parts that they would have to play.
Cool.
So basically, as I say, like they just wanted it to be as authentic as they possibly could. So even if real punks were watching this movie, they'd be like, okay, this is actually legit. This is not just some Hollywood writer making this up. This is somebody who actually knows what they're talking about.
And then they're just addressing like the subgenres of all the punk groups. And it's just like, well, I guess why does it have to be this subgenre of punk that like this group of us right now? Like, so scary. But
right? I love that they open their sets with Nazi Punks Fuck Off by the Dead Kennedys, though.
Yes.
And
like, what a choice.
And I love that they make it. Like, I love that that's their choice. Because they're like, okay, yeah, we're playing this venue because we need the money, but still fuck you guys.
And
which, like, ooh.
If you've been lucky enough to go to a proper metal show, you get to see a mosh pit. Like a proper mosh
legit
pit.
Mosh pit.
It makes me happy when the lead singer is performing their song and they just stop, circle pit, circle pit, circle pit, making sure it's going on, which is great. And especially with how they filmed that scene in particular, it felt like a ballet. It felt so beautiful.
It felt beautiful.
They decided to kind of cut the noise and just make it a really impactful scene, which also set the tone into knowing that like this is about as peaceful as it's about to be until it pops off.
Yeah.
And it showed that there is actually peace and beauty in this hardcore genre.
Yeah.
Because like the music they want to play isn't the music that's like the type of hate. Like they don't identify and have the same beliefs as the audience that they're playing for.
Yeah.
So it is able to like have a beautiful moment, which is great. And I'm glad that they were able to do that. And I'm glad that they were able to show that because that can be kind of difficult because people do think it's so aggressive, but it is a beautiful release of energy.
Is. And it's like community and friendship and stuff as well. Like I love exactly what you're talking about more when they get into like their second song and you see the audience like really getting into it and people are starting to like headbang and like starting to go for it. And you're like, yeah, this is what it's about. When you go to a punk show or a hardcore show or like a metal show, like this is the thing. This is what it's about.
Seeing beautiful community through music.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Exactly.
Whatever genre as well.
Yeah, totally. Like
I've seen the same vibes at Aqua as I have System of a Down. You know what I mean? Like we're good to go.
Amen. Yeah, absolutely.
Happy boys and happy girls for everybody.
Just people having a good time.
Yes.
Everybody on the same wavelength, having a good time together and not really worrying about anything else. And that's a beautiful thing.
No, so like I'm glad It's like those are good fun facts you brought up because it feels authentic.
Exactly.
It feels like a good experience.
And I'm going to go ahead and get on my little high horse for 30 seconds here and say, I love that they open with that song specifically. Like, they know they're playing a skinhead bar, and they open with Nazi punks fuck off, which is them saying, like, no, we're going to stick to our punk beliefs, which is
punk
so fucking punk.
Yes.
Like, yes, you are being the epitome of punk right now, and I love it.
Me too. Yeah, it was great.
I realize that this is an audio medium, so people do not have the visual of me, but as the token alt person on this podcast, I'm going to go ahead and put out a PSA. If you're a fascist, you're not an alt person. Get out of my face. And more on that later, but I'll get off my high horse now.
And back in the stable.
And we're back.
But yeah, just down to their roots. So it was great.
Yeah,
and
it
then,
was great. And like the sequence we were talking about with the gun where they're like giving away the bullets and all of the sort of rationalizing that they do. Even the director says, he's like, that scene is so annoying where they give away the gun, but it's because they don't have the like negotiating skill set that they were talking about. Like, you're just panicking. You just want to get out of this room. You're not thinking straight. You're a normal person. You're not someone who's been trained for this scenario. So is that a stupid move? Yeah. Is it something you would probably do? Yeah. So again, it feels grounded in reality, even though as you're watching it, you're like, what are you doing? Don't open the door. Like, they just want to get out so badly that you're like, yeah, that's you would try anything.
Which is great because it can lead into our conversation about the makeup effects, which were beautiful.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Water break.
Water break. Oh my God, I might age myself a little bit here, but do you remember those commercials? Body break.
I know, they're like...
With Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod.
They're having a nostalgic comeback. How is that possible? Like, everything came back for a second. Everybody wants to make money off of us. We don't have any money.
That's the whole thing with millennials. We have no money. You know what I saw coming back the other day? Actually, we'll cut this whole thing out, but you know what I saw the other day?
What?
Art Attack. Do you remember Art Attack?
It came back?
Yes,
the guy. Is it a new guy?
No,
or
it's
is
the same guy. He came back. It was for like a commercial or something.
Why am I okay with this?
But he did a big Art Attack for a commercial, and I was like, oh, my childhood self.
Oh my God.
Right?
That's amazing. Welcome to Art Attack.
Today's a big Art Attack.
Yes, like, he's got the weird head.
I loved it.
That was like, look at this art.
Yep.
We both rose our hands at the same time. Beautiful.
We're having a real nostalgic moment that we will probably cut out.
Attacked with Art Attack. Yeah.
This is a very long tangent. We love Art Attack, though.
Oh, man. Like, the makeup effects for this movie were spot on because there was a lot of, like, you know, you're almost kind of curious how they're going to introduce the gore into it.
Right? Because, like, the beginning, other than the inciting incident, the beginning is arguably bloodless. Because, again, you don't see it. She's just, like...
Is she dead?
Well, that's...
And then he
There's no blood. And, like, then he pulls a knife out of her head. And, yes, she is very dead.
Yeah, unfortunate.
But, no, the makeup effects designer is Mike Marino. And he absolutely crushed it. This is so good. But the sequence that we're talking about where Anton Yelchin sticks his hand through the door to like give the bullets or the gun to Patrick Stewart and his arm gets like mauled, for lack of a better term. I think what really actually sells it is the makeup is incredible, but Anton Yelchin is what sells that because his performance is so emotional and so real. You believe it.
He is just such a good actor.
Honestly, taken too soon. R.I.P.
Yeah, for real.
So good. Side note, loved Charlie Bartlett with him. If you've never seen it, 10 out of 10.
He has a really fun filmography.
He really does.
Whatever you kind of watch him in, he is fun. Charlie Bartlett is great. Like,
I loved it.
I don't know. Fun. He had a particular spice that was everything nice. Like
it was.
Yeah, so
big fan.
It was just I'm really
sad.
Stoked to talk about his his last performance because it genuinely was so good and it just continued to prove why he was like really on the up and up. Like he was going to be one of those ones that just continued to work and do. Oh,
I genuinely think that if he was still alive by now, he probably would have won an Oscar.
Of course,
for something.
Of course,
like I'm sorry, but Timothée Chalamet could never like. Yes. And that's no shade to Timothée Chalamet. I don't actually mind him as an actor, but I think Anton Yelchin is just that good.
Yes. Wait, do we know that he didn't win anything, right? Was it for Alpha Dog? Did he win anything for that?
No, I think he got nominated, but I don't think he won.
I'm so sorry. We have to check.
Pause for research.
He has 8 awards, 8 wins. What did you win? What did you win?
What did you win, Anton?
Because he won Best Pick, because
I know Alpha Dog won some stuff. Yeah, but I don't remember if it was him who won.
Yeah, he has.
He's so good at
He has like no like this doesn't sound nice, but no like big awards.
No, they're more like independent things and stuff like that. He did a lot more independent film, so that makes sense.
Yes, which is great.
Well, I mean, even this one technically is still very, very independent, like his last one. So
yeah, you're right. Unfortunately, he didn't win anything.
Which is, honestly, that's a tragedy. He was so good. Like, I think it's partially just because other than something like Star Trek, he didn't really do a lot of huge budget things. Although I had forgotten, he was in the remake of Fright Night.
Yeah, he was. Which
was actually not bad.
Okay, I'm glad, because
it wasn't bad. I think
I liked it. I don't know.
Imogen Poots also in that one? Didn't she play the girl? Was that her?
I thought that was Amber Heard.
Isn't that Disturbia? Okay, another pause for research, guys. Yeah, because it was him and Colin Farrell. And wasn't Toni Collette his mom?
It is Imogen Poots.
Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, it is Imogen Poots.
It's been a while since I've seen that one.
I also haven't seen it in years, but yeah, I remember because it's him, Imogen Poots, Colin Farrell, and I think it's Toni Collette plays the mom.
Yeah, and I haven't seen the original, but I've heard people talk about it, and it sounds so good, to be honest.
Honestly,
I feel like I should take a peek, because it seems cheesy, but it seems like good cheese.
Okay, that's what I thought, because I was in the same position. I saw the remake, I think, when it came out, like when I was a teenager.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in theaters with Mama
it.
D. What's up?
What up, Mama Donna? Yeah, I didn't see it in theaters, but I remember watching it like around when it came out, and haven't seen it since. So I decided to investigate the original. Yeah. And it was so much better than I thought it was going to be. Like, I was fully expecting camp and cheese, which there is some of.
Okay,
like,
then
totally.
I'll take a bite of that
but
feature.
It was so much better than I thought it was. Like, Chris Sarandon, who plays the Colin Farrell part, like the vampire.
Okay.
He's so good. Like, he's actually great. I was so impressed. Like, he's creepy, he's like kind of sexy, like I'm into it. I was here for it. I was like, okay, take my money.
Like the new one, like I still enjoyed it, like but it's not like you said it, like the first one was like take my money, like the second, like the remake, it doesn't feel justified, but we'll totally talk about that one on another time.
Yes,
that one's not bad, but that's so funny that because then what an easy
pairing.
Casting as well. Yeah. It's just good promotion for a movie that is a independent feature, especially at A24 before A24 has gotten extremely saturated.
This was very early A24.
Yeah.
Yes, Green Room was a very early A24 release. And that's one thing I did actually, I'm glad you brought that up. The casting in this movie is great.
I think so,
It's really good. Like our ensemble, our band, like they feel very real. They all have really good chemistry together. Like it's not, for example, just like two of them, like even Imogen Poots and Anton Yelchin. It's not just that they have good chemistry.
Yes.
I believe the entire group as friends.
I do too, actually.
Yeah, like,
I do too. I was like, I was thinking about things that they could cut or that they could keep or that they could redo.
Oh my God, I want to cut Imogen Poots' wig.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
She could pull it off, but I hate, like, I was like,
it's the bangs.
It felt very particular.
That's for me where it feels really wiggy is the bangs, which makes a lot of sense when you're trying to do the style with like the shaved and then the bangs and like all the stuff. Like that's really hard to pull off in a wig to make it look natural, like just because of the different lengths of hair and stuff like that. Like it's hard to pull off.
Yes.
So they did do a good job, but that said, girl, just cut your hair. Like just cut your hair.
I'm like, especially because she's a part of this group where everybody's like mostly blonde, so she's just dyeing her hair that bleed. So you know it's breaking off anyways.
Exactly. Like,
where's your K18? Where's your Bond
where's
repair?
Your Olaplex?
Yeah.
No, this was before all that was invented. Oh, that's that didn't exist.
Poor girl.
Right? I remember times were tough.
That's why I thought sometimes the writing felt a little flat because like some of the line delivery just felt a little forced. But other than that, it was like really decent because it felt like they were trying to shove a lot of information, but it is a tight time period as well.
That's so funny that you said that because I actually really love the writing in this movie. I wrote down a couple of specific lines that really stuck with me.
But there is some banger of a lines. Please tell me the ones that stuck.
One was the Madonna Slayer that we mentioned before.
That was fabulous.
I loved that. I felt like that was such a fun little like character quirk for her. When Reese first has Big Justin, like he has the gun on him and is telling him like, no, this is what you're gonna do. Like you're not gonna hurt us or anything like that. When he literally tells him to sit crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, I liked that actually.
Like, that's hilarious.
No,
because
there
that's such a little like thing from your childhood that would just like come out that you don't really think about, right? Like. I feel like if it was me, I'd be like, you're going to pop a squat and you're going to sit and you're going to do that. Because that's what I got told to do as a small child.
Well, because it's like, I don't want your legs out in front of me. I want
No.
you to sit there and be a good little boy.
Right? I also don't want you to be able to easily access things in your pockets.
Oh,
So I'm going to make you sit
100%.
like that and stuff like that. Like, it does make sense, but just like that phrasing was so funny to me.
One of your feet will go numb. Torture.
Guaranteed.
Torture.
At least one of them, because Big Justin is over 30. So that's going to be rough for him to get up quickly.
Yeah, sciatica pain. He's already feeling
Knee
it.
pain.
Yeah.
Like, it's a whole thing.
It comes out of nowhere. So if you're under the age of 30, you'll literally, things you don't think will be broken about you will just come
Will
out of
break.
nowhere. Yeah. I thought it wouldn't happen, but it happened.
Right?
It's
And as
crazy.
I'm now 35, and it only gets worse, guys.
You take so much more Advil than you think you need to take.
Oh, it's so rough.
Sponsor me. I'm just kidding.
We're old. Sponsor us.
Oh my God.
The other one that stuck out to me was towards the end, and it's when basically you have just Anton Yelchin and Imogen Poots left. Everybody else is dead, and they're gonna try and fight their way out. And they sort of like are trying to figure out what to do, and they like flop down on a sofa together. And Anton Yelchin just sort of looks over at her and goes, or I think she might say it actually, is like, "I can't die here with you." And the response is, "So don't." And then they get up and they
Yeah.
start fighting. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? Hell yeah. Because that would be the real conversation.
Because
It's
you
like,
keep going, like,
you don't have
they
another
kept going
choice.
back
So
to
you-
the room.
Yeah, so you keep going. But like, it's the idea of like, even if my only motivation right now is that I can't die here with you, it's not even that I need to survive and get out. This can't be my end.
No, which is like a great reason to bring up like the camera work again, because
Yeah.
you've made a very simple one location. Like, I know it goes more than just the room, but it does have most of it featured there.
Yeah.
And you've made it look interesting.
Well,
Like,
I have a little fun fact for you.
Lay it on.
Fun fact. So the sequence where Patrick Stewart is talking to Anton Yelchin through the door and
Yes.
trying to convince him to come out or give him the gun or do whatever. As you look at the scene, if you notice when Anton Yelchin opens the door, it actually opens to the right. And that's something that almost no doors do. They almost all open to the left. So what they did was they actually, they shot it on location. So the location where they were shooting, they had to reverse the hinges on the door and, completely change a whole bunch of the structure
Crazy.
of their camera work and the building itself. They wound up going way over budget to make it happen. Like, the director's comment was, "I'm pretty sure my production designer just snuck in the middle of the night and swapped the hinges on the door," kind of deal, because we had to do it. Because in order to get the shot the way they wanted it, it had to open that way, because his thing was he didn't want Patrick Stewart to be visible. He didn't want that star power of Patrick Stewart.
No,
it was just
I get it.
the voice.
I get it.
So the idea that these people inside the room don't have the visual, and that's what makes him so much scarier, which again ties into that line you mentioned at the end where he's like, "You were so scary last night."
Yeah.
And then you see him in daylight, and no offense to Patrick Stewart, but he's just this old man.
The points of writing that I thought were weak were just the points of when they're trying to lay in more emotional depth, which is
Yeah.
kind of funny, because the beats that were a bit more comedic, solid.
Yeah,
all
so
have,
good.
We can all have, when you're in the shower and you're like, this is what I'm going to say. It felt like that.
Imaginary arguments in the shower.
But when she's trying to explain why she hangs out with a group like that, it is pretty simplified, but there's more reasons to why you're following a group of people like that.
Yeah.
And, just trying to insinuate that there was, well, not insinuate, that she was saying that there was this, this huge assault that happened to her by people that weren't the same color as her.
Yeah.
And I just felt like that's just so much backstory just to try and cram into 2 seconds,
Yeah.
especially in a time of
Such high tension.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Yes, exactly. So that was the only point for me, but realistically there wasn't really anything I could find like that, because this movie I did procrastinate and I did watch this movie at 2 times the speed, but I still felt the pacing was so solid.
Procrastination.
That's just how it happens sometimes.
The name of the game, guys.
But I feel like if you're like me, sometimes you get some really good ideas when you work like that.
I think that's also just the fact that we're both undiagnosed ADHD.
I'm undiagnosed something, but that's
Something.
okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's ADHD.
You guys
I
don't
don't
get to
know.
do that. You don't get to do that.
I'm the only one who can armchair diagnose me. But
I do enjoy Tim Robinson comedy, so I don't know if that's that's a done diagnosis as well, but that's off topic anyways.
we're keeping it in, Jimmy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that's just both of how our brains work. We need the fear of a deadline to put the so-called fear of God in us.
Which is great. Sometimes that's how things need to get done. That's how the laundry gets folded.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Okay, but getting back to the writing for a second. The first and last word in this movie that are spoken is actually the same, which I also think is a nice touch.
Fun.
The movie opens with Anton Yelchin waking up and going, shit. And then the final line in the movie, which is spoken by Imogen Poots when Anton Yelchin says he finally knows what his desert island band is, her response is, tell someone who gives a shit.
Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, so fair. Like, I don't give a fuck. We've just killed how many people and all of our friends are dead and, like, you might be dying. Like, I don't care.
Which is kind of funny because, like, it's like when you trauma bond through somebody through a hardcore workplace and you're like, I'm never going to talk to that person ever again.
No.
Like, we've been through some shit.
And if I see you on the street, I'll acknowledge you. But we're not going to be friends and I'm not going to talk to you.
That's kind of how it felt. That's how it felt. She's like, I'm not playing your games anymore. We're not friends anymore. I want to go home.
All this shit don't make us friends.
No. But like, man, like there's nothing really else I can comment on for this movie that I can really think of when it comes to the filmmaking aspects of it. I really like the themes. I like how you didn't have to do a villain plot reveal because the villains are very obvious.
Yeah.
You just witnessed a murder on... You need to leave. You need to friggin' leave.
Okay, Jimmy, when would you leave?
Oh, man.
Since that's apparently our question for this season, when would you leave?
So I would have to change my answer. I would definitely just, like, not overshadow the guy that says, I will go get the phone for you.
Yeah.
When it is like that, it's just like, because you're not playing by your rules here.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter how punk you want to be. It's their territory.
Yep.
You have to respect the law of the land, and this is a lawless land.
Well, also just like, you know who these people are.
Yes.
And when they tell you, don't go in that room.
Yes.
You don't go in that room.
Because there might be a dead body.
Or as they discover later, an entire heroin operation in the basement.
Oh, one of my notes here was, you're starting to know a little bit too much.
Exactly. Well, like,
a little bit too much.
I do also like the fact that Imogen Poots even comes out and says at one point, this isn't about you. This isn't about me. This isn't about us even seeing her dead body. This is about the fact that if the cops show up here, they have bigger problems than a dead body.
100%.
And I like, again, that felt very rooted in reality in that way, because that's how a lot of white supremacist groups make their money, is through dealing hard drugs and things like that.
Any, like, real organized crime operation, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Well, like,
they're just a really good example, and like they're like, especially just the Nazi aspect, immediate villain. So like you already, like, you don't have to do too much.
You don't have to do a lot of work, but again, that feels very real because as people who have been in that scene know, skinhead punks exist.
Yes.
That's very much a thing. Like, it's shitty, but it's very much a thing. And like, for example, in the black metal community, white supremacy is rampant. It is rough.
Yeah.
Like, it's really bad.
There's definitely some shit out there for sure.
Exactly. But
just make sure you're listening to the stuff that is purely for entertainment.
Yes. So for example, if you're a Dead Kennedys fan and listen to Nazi punks fuck off, that's great. Love that for you.
Yeah. That's positive entertainment.
Exactly.
When it starts getting into hate speech territory, that's when it's like, that's not entertainment anymore.
Nope. Time to go in the other direction, guys. Turn around. But because those things actually exist, and Jeremy Saulnier was in that hardcore punk scene. For example, like the red bootlaces that they reference through the movie, where like the people who are part of the inner circle of this white supremacist group all wear red laces in their boots. That's a real thing. That actually is a thing.
There were some like really good details like throughout too, like, and that like, just like through the imagery, like you said, like
exactly. It's very subtle, and then like they do mention the red laces through the movie. They never explain what that means in the movie. They just like mention it, but that is actually a thing within certain white supremacist groups, is that you quote unquote earn your red laces by shedding blood for the skinhead movement.
Yeah,
which. So fucked up. And they will often, in reality, they'll often do that by randomly attacking people of color, which is so unbelievably fucked up. Like, what? No.
I hate that.
I hate that.
Like, why?
I hate it.
Like, other like, you guys could knit. There's so many
ways
other
you
things.
could spend your time other than this.
Even if it was, of the thing of like the hate symbols you like, at least you're just knitting,
Yeah, at least crochet doesn't hurt anybody. But like, I'm going to go ahead and say as a blanket rule, no matter what you believe, if the fundamental basis for your belief is that certain people do not deserve the same rights or to exist
harm
as
of others,
you do, harming others, it might be time to reevaluate your belief system. Yeah, whatever it is.
Listen to Pitch and Pitch instead.
Yeah,
do anything else.
Watch a spooky movie. You know what? Woo. If you're feeling violent, take the Stephen King approach. Write a story. Make a movie. Play a video game. Express it in a healthy
options.
way. This is not the way,
Do you know how many craft kits there are these days?
Woo! You want to make miniatures? There's so many miniatures.
Yeah, exactly. Get into cross-stitching.
Oh, girl.
Like, wow.
And also what makes me laugh, do you know how many like punk and metal kids I know who love like crochet and knitting and like granny hobbies? It's my favorite thing.
See, there
are some good folks out
there.
there.
That's the type of genre of metalheads I like.
Me too.
The good time ones.
The unproblematic ones.
I'm also like stoked that men can be bald because this neo-Nazism isn't like people are like, no. Like I'm just like I'm happy that men can enjoy a close haircut and not be accused of being a racist because sometimes it's just there's a time when you need to
just get rid of it.
Yeah, just get rid of it. It's great. It's great. I love them. I love them.
We should also inform you guys that Jimmy is engaged to a man who keeps his head very closely shaved.
It's a very close haircut.
So, yes. She does love it.
It's in.
Literally, you do love it.
I do.
Exactly.
He's so handsome.
And you know what? He looks very handsome with his short haircut.
Exactly. So. See, and that's why it's nice that people can just have a really short haircut.
And it's okay.
Yeah. Because it's like stupid shit like this and just
y'all are out here giving
people.
Bald men a bad name.
Yeah, let them be.
Right?
Let them be.
They're just out here trying to live.
The ones that are just letting it grow because of hope.
No, honey, no. If you got a crop circle, don't try to grow a ponytail.
Yeah, just
you're only making yourself look worse. You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, close cut.
Yep, just shave it off. Everyone will be happier that you did, including you.
But oh my gosh, yeah, especially like Patrick Stewart, a famous baldy, being Darcy.
Okay, a moment for Patrick Stewart in this movie.
For real.
He is so good. He's good in everything he does. Don't get me wrong. He's amazing.
But he looks like a grandfather character, which is why, again...
I love it. I think it plays in so well because especially, he's in X-Men. He was Captain Picard. He's so disarming for so many of us.
Yes.
That seeing him use that for evil purposes is so smart.
Yes.
It's so smart. And actually, I do have another fun fact.
Yes.
Because he is Sir Patrick Stewart. So when Sir Patrick Stewart, credit where credit is due, finished reading the script at home in England, he was actually legitimately so scared that he ran around his house locking up all the doors and windows and put on his security alarm system and had to pour himself a drink and assure himself that he was okay.
Yeah, this poor man. This poor man.
You're on a different continent and you're scared of American neo-Nazis. That's a damn good script.
For sure, because it's a good movie.
It's a great movie. Yeah. And his comment was that was when he knew he had to be in this movie.
Oh, amazing.
Because if this could scare him that bad, the character of Darcy that he plays, if that could scare him that badly just from reading it, there's no way he could pass up that challenge. He had to do it.
A movie where dogs are mean.
Honestly, as I was watching this, I'm the kind of person who, as I'm watching a movie by myself, I will sort of do my own commentary. I speak out loud all the time when I'm watching movies. I don't do it when I'm with friends, or at least I try not to.
If you guys want to hear us do that, please let us know. We can do a watch along.
We could do a watch along. You guys will hate it, but we can do it.
Somebody,
I'm so annoying.
Somebody, if you're out there, you might like it. Thank you.
I hope so. I mean, I hope one day somebody will want to listen to me do that. But as I was watching this movie, all I kept saying was, no, these poor pups. It's not their fault. They've just been trained to be violent. They're not bad pups.
It's like when children are born into cults and when dogs are
trained to do bad things.
Yeah, it's not fair and I don't like it.
Right? Even at the very, very, very end when the one last dog, it walks right past Anton Yelchin, Imogen Poots. It doesn't care about them. It just goes and curls up with its master and sits down. I was like, you sweet little angel, this isn't your fault.
The emotional roller coaster. Why did you do that? No, 100%.
Why'd you do this to me? But
that's why the writing is pretty
so
good.
Yeah.
It's just, again, I think when the moments of heavier emotion are tied in there, they just get a little bit more blasé. But the actual like
the tonal balance is really good.
It's beautiful. It's great.
It's really,
great.
really good.
I think what else?
Well, for the scenes with the dogs, actually, they did actually make a puppet, like an animatronic puppet, for the sequence where it attacks Imogen Poots.
Okay.
And like hacks up her leg and stuff like that. And they actually only wound up using it for a single insert shot because it just
happens
like
that way,
didn't really work out. But they managed to actually do it with real dogs and stunt performers. Although don't worry, the mic stand that she uses to bash the pup was made of foam, so it didn't hurt.
Oh, thank goodness.
But that said, one note I did make was I actually really loved as like a story point and a writing point the fact that they used the feedback to get rid of the dogs.
I do too.
I think that's so smart.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up because that was really, really smart.
Really smart. And that's not something that like would occur to somebody like me, for example, because like I don't really know much about like microphones or anything like that, despite the fact that I'm on a podcast right now. I don't know a ton about audio equipment, and like especially in the moment if a dog is attacking me, I'm just going to be hitting it and trying to get it to go away. Like I'm not going to be thinking that way.
Right. And they just use like their tiny dog knowledge and we're like, okay, high-pitched sounds, let's do this. Right? I thought that was really smart because then it kept with the feedback and then it makes it overstimulating, which just adds to the chaos because everything keeps like getting worse.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that like even on the screen it's communicated really well. You see Anton Yelchin seeing the dog react to the feedback and he grabs the mic stand from her and like shoves it into the speaker so that it creates more feedback. And I love that you see that. It's not just like, oh, of course, he's brilliant. He thought of this. Like you actually see the thought process happening, which I really liked because you often don't in films. It'll just be like they had this stroke of genius and they just like show up and save the day. Whereas with this, no, this is like a bunch of kids trying to fight their way out of a venue. Yes. Right? That said, I also loved the moment when Daniel, as he's known, when he comes back and is turned and is going to help them to try and get out because we find out that he was trying to leave. And they're behind the bar. They're getting all their stuff together. And he's like, don't worry, I can get us out. I know where and he gets shot in the head. And it's just such a moment where you're like, oh, just when we thought we had some hope, we are so screwed.
I think that's, it just keeps adding to how bleak it is going to be.
This movie is bleak.
And then on top of that, I think my first viewing, I do remember now that I was like almost shocked with how many people they decided to, like, the end number is insane. Oh, yeah.
The body count of this movie is so high.
Like, because then it makes it more of this slasher with how high the body count gets.
And the violence.
And it just keeps getting bleaker and bleaker. And then you're kind of shocked that Anton Yelchin's character even survives till the end because he is so badly injured.
Yes.
And then the dogs keep coming back. It's just, the stress, the time. What a good friend to recommend this movie because she knew I would like it.
Knew you would.
Yes, because I do like it, and I think you liked it. And we hope that you liked it.
Yes, and honestly, there's like, oh god, there's a few shots in this movie that are so fucking cool. The one that I do really that like struck me that I want to mention was when Amber and Pat, so Anton Yelchin and Imogen Poots, are making their like last stand, basically. And they've, made this whole plan that we haven't seen on screen. And you have your two neo-Nazis who are coming to get them. And they managed to separate the two neo-Nazis. So one of them is on the ground floor of the green room and the other one is in the basement. And as the one who's in the green room, you see this shot of him sort of like looking down into the basement, calling to his friend. And in the background, you have Imogen Poots emerging from the sofa to kill him. And it's such a great shot.
So good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Because again, anybody who's been to a shitty music venue knows there's a shitty couch in the green room somewhere that you probably don't really want to sit on, but it's in there. And the fact that she like...
It's like being in a dumpster, that shot, for real. But you have to do what you got to do, right?
Exactly. And the fact that like you wouldn't have seen her there because like that sofa's so old and lumpy, etc. You wouldn't notice if somebody was hiding under it. And she's dainty. But the fact that you literally see her, she looks like some creature crawling out of the abyss, and she just like crawls out of this sofa like limb by limb. And then in the next time you see her, she's murdering somebody. Like it's such a great shot because it
needs some relief.
Right?
And it is a great shot. I agree.
It's a great shot. And there's also one earlier when they cut the power initially where she lights up her cigarette and her lighter is the only light in the room. And that was just such a fun stylistic choice. I was like, yeah, you're having a good time with this one. This one's fun.
Like, let's be a little practical here.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to lead into my only complaint because surprisingly a very sunny day in Vancouver, which is rare for the Pacific Northwest in our rain
this
season.
time of year.
Yes.
Yes.
So I was watching this during the day, so it was a bit dark to kind of make out some of the things.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. Did you watch it in a darker time?
No, I also watched it during the day, and I also had that struggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So definitely it's a nighttime movie. There's nothing wrong with that for sure.
For sure.
It's just my fault for why did I watch this in the daytime?
Because we both are procrastinators, but it's okay. We still get the job done, and that's really what matters.
Shout outs to the people on Wikipedia who do very thorough plot lines, so I was able to I felt like I was doing like a matching picture. Yeah, did I wear 2 pairs of glasses? No, I didn't. I wore 1. I'm a normal person. I'm sorry. Bad joke. Thank you. Let's go.
And moving on. But yeah, and like I love actually the story that Anton Yelchin tells towards the end, the paintball story, where he's talking about the guy who just like doesn't give a fuck about getting shot in this paintball match and goes out and kills everybody. Fun fact, that's a real story. That actually happened. The director went paintballing and this guy did just that, where he just walked out and shot the entire opposing team, killed everybody, and everybody else survived. The Rick Silva story is true.
Okay.
Yeah. So I love that he incorporated that into the story.
Yeah, no, that's
so
crazy. Fun. I enjoy when people best of both worlds.
But yes, that apparently like the story of him going paintballing for a bachelor party and being like up against a bunch of Marines and like losing, and then this one guy basically just like, again, I'm going to age myself slightly, pulling a Rambo actually happened, which I think is kind of fun. Like, that's kind of funny.
It is pretty funny.
But also, what a great motivating story in that scenario.
Yeah, no, 100% too. Like, it keeps it just adds, like, the conversation, because you kind of need to fill, like, with weird talk, you know?
Well, also just, like, at that point in the movie, everybody else is, as far as they know, everybody else is dead. It's just the two of them versus this massive group of neo-Nazis. They both are assuming they're not going to survive at this point, realistically. They're going to do their best, but they're assuming that they're outnumbered. They're not going to live. So how do you motivate to do anything at that point? You have to basically do the Rick Silva and just say, fuck it, and go for it. And then you might actually live, which, like, it's a slim chance, but you might actually live. And, like, I also love the fact that in that sequence when they do enact their whole plan and get out and do all this stuff, they take the time to shave his head, to paint their faces, to, like, really fucking go for it. Because you know what? If this is how you're going out, go out with a bang. Make it a show.
Everybody loves good theatrics. No matter how hardcore you are, you love some good theatrics.
Well, also just like from a film perspective, you've had this tension and everything and all of this violence like ramping up and ramping up and ramping up and ramping up. Where are you going to go with it?
Yeah.
Right? Like at that point in that movie, it's kind of a crucial moment plot-wise because either they're just going to die and that's going to be the bleak ending of the movie.
We have to get out of the room.
Like we have to get out of the room. One. Either you just kill them off and it's super bleak and that's the end, or you get what we get with this movie, which is where, like, they've said, fuck it, and made a plan, and by, you know, the grace of God or Satan or whoever, it manages to actually work. Like, which I love. Like,
I do too. And like, you know, American audiences, we need some sort of relief. I personally can't handle all that bleakness.
I mean,
like, I like it from time to time.
I love a bleak ending. I'm not going to lie. I do. I love a bleak ending, but not all the time.
It's like, oh, what year is this? I'll enjoy this year's bleakness.
Honestly, I always think of The Mist for that.
Yeah, okay, honestly.
That is bleak.
That one's like,
fuck,
yeah.
But it's bleak.
It's ridiculous.
I kind of love it, though.
Me too.
I love it.
Especially because, I know people complain about the effects, but it's nice because the effects aren't great, so then you're not, like, totally, like...
Yeah.
You know, so
it's not quite as devastating as it could be.
You're like, are you serious?
I mean, they're remaking it, so we'll see how that goes. But
okay, that'll be interesting.
I think it's Mike Flanagan, actually.
Okay.
Which, like, he's like the Stephen King guy now, which, like, I'm kind of into.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? Like, he does do Stephen King so well. But anyway, that's a conversation for another episode when we do our Mike Flanagan retrospective. Whatever that is.
Is there any fun facts that we're missing?
We do. We have a couple fun facts that we haven't mentioned yet. This was shot on location in both Astoria, Oregon and Portland, so it is actually the Pacific Northwest. It was shot at a basically lumber yard where the business was a guy who makes tiny homes. So that was the thing. They're like sort of log cabin style tiny homes kind of deal. Like that's the place where they shot it, which I thought was just like kind of cute, kind of fun.
And the Pacific Northwest color palette ran throughout, which is always beautiful, always a vibe. Thank you.
Exactly. Lots of greens and blues and grays and things.
It's great. It's a mood.
Beautiful.
Yep.
We love it. We live here. We're biased.
Yes.
This movie actually had a much higher budget for CGI than I realized. They do use a little bit of it for the violence, like for some of the dog sequences and stuff like that. Like there's a couple things that they had to use it for. But realistically, according to the director, most of what it was removing graffiti from the venue.
Oh.
Like that's where most of that budget went. Because
so funny.
there is actually like they created this little venue, but there was actually like a little, I guess, the guy who owns the property doesn't like to mention it, but I guess there was actually like a little punk venue there. So they had to remove a bunch of the graffiti.
Okay, that's funny. They're just like, we'll just fix it in post.
Fix it in post.
Classic.
Yep,
we're not actually going to clean it up. We're just going to fix it in post. Great.
Exactly. In terms of the violence on screen in this movie, the director actually describes it as what he calls full frontal gore, which I do think is a very apt description because like this movie doesn't shy away between, Anton Yelchin's arm that gets like mauled. You get Big Justin being sliced and diced with a box cutter. Like all of the sequences with the dogs are rough. Like the violence in this movie is rough, but his comment was that he insisted upon the fact that it is not sadistic violence. It all serves a purpose with the exception of the inciting incident, which we don't actually see. Everything else is a direct result of these characters' actions. It's not just violence for the sake of violence.
Which makes sense because that's like when nudity is appropriate.
Exactly. It's the same conversation.
I like the analogy.
Yeah, do we need it? Is it part of the story?
We do.
We do? Then it's fine. Do we not need it? Maybe skip it. As I mentioned previously, all of the actors did actually perform the band's set, and the songs that are included on the soundtrack are credited to the Ain't Rights, and they are actually recorded. The rest of the soundtrack is actually mostly metal as opposed to punk, although the director was very, very specific about the fact that there are no even leaning towards white nationalist bands on the soundtrack because he flat out refuses to support them financially or in any capacity, which, like, yes, that is the correct answer. We love that.
And also it's nice when it's not a like a pop or like a mainstream movie that has a solid movie and soundtrack duo.
Yes.
Because that's like, it's just so reminiscent of a time.
It is.
It's like sometimes it just makes the movie like a little better.
It does. And I feel like a lot of the time soundtrack, if it's, for example, if it's not like an original soundtrack where you are like sort of bringing a bunch of different songs and things together, when you can do that really well and your soundtrack pops off, it makes your movie so much better.
It's true. Yeah.
Because throughout this movie, all of the music that you hear works for the scenes. It's phenomenal. Like it makes that tone that we were talking about and that pacing perfect. Because especially when you're already in such a high anxiety scenario, then you have, for example, even as somebody who loves heavy metal and all that stuff, if I'm in this scenario and I'm, black metal is blaring, I can't hear anything in the background. I don't know if someone is coming. That is going to increase my anxiety by so much. And it's nothing to do with the music. It's more to do with the volume. But just like those choices, I think were so, so smart.
I do too. Yeah.
And my final fun fact, if you guys are is that the movie poster features a faceless punk, just some guy, we don't know who it is, wielding a machete, and it looks like he's almost smashing it into the floor. And that's actually a direct reference to the Clash's London Calling album cover that features their bassist smashing his bass on stage.
Amazing.
Punk
Amazing. Yeah.
Punk as fuck.
Great.
Punk as fuck.
It was really cool to see the director blend his two loves
Passions.
together.
Yeah, I really loved it. And that's what I think I really like about this movie is you can tell how much of a passion project it really is.
And not in a bad way.
No, in the best way. Like, this is a passion project executed perfectly. And the director actually talked about it in a few interviews where he felt like he had to make this movie at this time, specifically in his career, because he had made a couple other features previously. But his last movie before this, which was called Blue Ruin, was reasonably successful. Like, it kind of gave him a bit of a name as a director and things like that. And his comment was, before making that movie, nobody would have given them the money to make this movie. And after this, if he had instead made like a big studio feature, for example, nobody would have let him make a gritty, dark, gnarly little horror movie the way that he wanted to.
Totally.
So he just found that sweet spot and made this movie.
That's so good to know because I like the fact that it's sometimes you can tell when the studio has given this
Notes.
not notes, but when they have allowed a director to do a passion project and not given them any notes.
Yeah, and it's not always a good thing.
When it's not an obvious passion project, it's nice because that's how this felt. It just felt very natural. It felt like you've been saying, just very authentic.
Yeah, just very real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting us go on this journey. I'm glad that this guy made this movie.
Hell yes. The only other note that I had in terms of like things I really sort of noticed and really liked about this movie is there's one character named Gabe, played by Macomb Blair, who is one of the skinheads who works at the venue. He's not one of the red laces. He's still a little bit lower on that tier level. And he's the one who initially shoves them all in the room and basically starts this whole scenario. And the fact that, you know, through this movie, he's, you know, doing everything he can to try and prove himself to Patrick Stewart, to like earn his spot, because clearly he's been in this for a while. And then you see at the very end when he just kind of breaks and he's like, I don't want to go to prison, man. I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to take part in this violence. Like, maybe he thought he did, but he doesn't. And I do love the fact that at the end of the movie, they let him go. Like, they aren't there to just annihilate every single every single person in this group. They say to him, like, okay, call the cops. We're going to trust you to call the cops, but then we'll let you go. And he does. And he actually makes good on it, which I did really like. I just felt like it gave it just like a tiny little bit of sort of nuance through this movie for the skinheads in the way that like they are very clearly the villains of this movie. Nobody is arguing that. But it's the idea that somebody could get caught up in this when they don't actually really believe it. And they aren't one of those people. And, you know, they've still done terrible things that they need to, you know, be accountable for. But they're making a change. And I love that they incorporated that in that small little way. I think it does give that just like a little bit more depth, which I really liked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is there anything you would redo about this movie?
Honestly, no. I like it all. I think it's a pretty solid piece. I see on your notes, too, that there's only there.
There's a blank under redo.
Because it was hard. Like
honestly,
that's why I can't really think of anything else.
Good. Yeah, like, I really struggled to think of anything to even cut out of it. Like, it's, as we've said, it's so tight from start to finish in terms of, like, writing, pacing, all of it. Like, I think for me, this is genuinely a 10 out of 10. Like, I don't think I would change anything other than Imogen Poots' wig.
I still say this movie is a solid, that's hard.
It is hard to rate, but yeah, for me, it's like a 9 to a 10. Like, maybe like a 9. I'll do that. I'll give it a 9.
I'll definitely do. I'm gonna do about 7.5.
Ooh, 7.5.
I know it's a little like not because there is some weak points for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not the most amazing movie in the world.
Yeah,
but there is. I think because it's the bleakness that doesn't have the rewatchability.
See, and I love a bleak movie, which is why I'm down. But I do agree that it's maybe I spoke too soon, and it's maybe not a 10. Because, for example, if we use our Silence of the Lambs 10 out of 10 as like a bar, this is not as good of a movie as Silence of the Lambs, even on like a technical aspect. And that's not me getting down on the director or anything. He's just not as far into his career as Jonathan Demme was at that point.
And people just witnessed me as a people pleaser, being like, "We should have the same scores.
We should. Oh my god!"
It's like, are you gonna hate me if we don't have the same score?
Oh my god, I can't rate this a 10. I have to bring it down. Jamie's only 7.5.
Oh my god!
But I do think it's a solid 9 for me because I love this start to end. I love a bleak movie. I love the ending. I love the performances. I think Anton Yelchin is so top notch. Like, love him.
Yeah, definitely such a strong actor.
So strong. So sad that he's no longer with us.
Yeah,
just such a tragedy. Yeah, as I say, I loved this movie. I thought this was genius. Like, I had no complaints, and I would rewatch this anytime.
Yeah, it does have a good rewatch. Like, it does have a rewatchability, but you don't have to rewatch it like all the time.
No, this isn't one that I would like
once every 2 years, kind of.
Yeah, for me, this isn't one that I would just like throw on whenever the way you do with some. This is one that like you have to be in the right mood to watch it.
Definitely a good back-to-back from this and Get Out, huh?
I know, right? We got like a crazy like white people theme going, which like honestly in terms of social awkwardness horror, I think that's going to be a theme for most of this season. Yeah.
Like, why do we want to be so polite but mean at the same time?
Right?
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Was it worth the bitch to me?
It was definitely worth the bitch. Definitely worth the bitch. I like people to know if that this movie exists for
Yes.
sure.
I think this movie, like, it definitely has sort of cult status now.
Yeah.
But I feel like it needs to be bigger. I think more people need to know about this movie and, like, appreciate this movie.
Of course.
Because it's so fucking good.
And then also, if you're just, again, like to bring them up, if you're going on Anton Welch, just binge. This is definitely a nice one to add into the repertoire. Like, you can deep dive if you're doing if you like to watch movies like that by doing, like, actor deep dives where you just get obsessed.
Oh, sometimes I go through actor phases where I'll just, like, yeah, your performances are giving me the dopamine, so we're going to keep watching you for a little while.
Sometimes you get, like, very emotional, though, when the performance is so good, because if you're, sometimes you're just, like, you're like, oh, man, we just lost him too soon, so then you're just crying at how good of an emotional performance it is.
Yeah.
Happens with me with music if the musician has passed away.
Oh, yeah. There's so many. For me, I was discussing this the other day, actually. I have only watched it once since everything happened, but for me, the movie that I cannot watch now for that reason is Hook.
Okay.
Because both Robin Williams and Maggie Smith now
You know what? It is actually, I had a difficult time.
That's the one for me. Because Robin Williams was a hard one for me. And that movie in particular, like, I feel like I'm getting a little emotional even now. There's the scene at the...
I have goosebumps, like,
right?
for real.
There's the scene at the very beginning when they first get to the house, and it's just Maggie Smith at the top of the stairs, and she says, "Hello, boy." Oh. And the two of them, and, like, I'm literally starting to tear up thinking about it, especially because they're both gone now, and, like... my heart.
Sorry, just revealing our age too. But...
Oh, I don't even care. Like, Hook is incredible. It's an incredible movie.
Show your children, show everyone, watch it.
Everybody.
If you can.
Like,
but I understand.
Yes.
I understand the emotional
when
depth.
you feel emotionally ready, watch it. But, like, oh my God.
That was
a
real.
hard one for me.
For real.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That one's really hard. But, I remember I watched it once. Robin Williams passed. I watched it, I think, once after that. And then after Maggie Smith passed, I've watched it once since then.
Okay.
And I haven't been able to really watch it since because I just cried.
Like, there's enjoying bleakness, but then there's just, like, that's hitting too hard of a note.
I think it's because it's not bleak. And I think that's why it's so much harder, is because that movie...
That is horror fans in a nutshell.
We love watching things like Green Room, but we can't handle the, like, emotional intimacy of Hook.
Oh my gosh. Oh, like, shit. Like, really stoked that we were able to enjoy a final performance of a really good actor.
Yes, a really phenomenal actor.
Which is why I think it'll be interesting for our pitches, because I'm excited to hear what you've got.
Okay, do you want to go first or do you want me to go?
I'll go first because mine's a little bit more concept-y.
Okay, do it. I'm ready.
Do we do timer?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool.
I feel like our 1 minute timer is still a pretty good challenge.
Yeah.
Although I do feel like on Get Out, I got a little closer to the 1 minute mark there. Mine was long.
Maybe it was a 1 minute, 11 seconds.
You didn't tell me.
Like, we can go over.
I gotta tighten it up. I gotta do better.
Sometimes we need roads. Sometimes we don't need roads.
Thanks, Doc Brown.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, pitches. Let's go.
3, 2, 1. All right, so 5 to 7 years have passed. Delinquent high school students are looking for a cool place to hang out and drink, and they hear about this abandoned murder green room. They go out to find it, and as they do find it, and they're having fun, is it truly abandoned? Dun dun dun. That's my pitch.
Wow, I love it. Honestly, our pitches are so similar this week. This is ridiculous.
Hilarious.
Okay. I swear, just so you guys know, we both wrote our pitches this morning because we're both procrastinators. However, we did not write them together and we did not tell each other what they were. We never do. It's always a surprise to us whenever
Every single
we record.
time it is a surprise.
Yep.
Which is fun.
We've never heard these pitches before. So before anybody's like getting the wrong idea, this came entirely from both of our brains. They are just very similar.
Which is beautiful because sometimes we're very opposite. So it's nice that we've hit like a...
We're getting a balance.
Yeah,
we're getting a little bit of balance.
It's a mall buy. We bought it at the mall.
Ooh, look at us go. Mall goth.
And I will let you go in 3, 2, 1, go.
10 years or so after the events of Green Room, the Ain't Rights have become a punk urban legend in the Pacific Northwest. But when a group of urban explorers come upon the now abandoned neo-Nazi compound and venue, they decide to explore. And soon they realize they are not alone. The neo-Nazis have revamped their heroin operation in their old location, because where is better to commit a crime than where that crime has already been completed, investigated, and written off? So now our group of friends will have to try to outsmart the neo-Nazis or survive the night any way they can. Boom!
That's amazing.
I love that we're both like, in the future, more people have the same problem. That's our pitches.
We had to get them back to the green room.
We did.
I took mine as like, kids just need a place to hang out, kind of
Right.
keeping the slasher element. But I love the fact that you went in with urban explorers, because who does not like watching abandoned urban explorer videos?
Right? I was also imagining maybe more of a found footage kind of a vibe.
Yes.
Was my thing.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, so like a little
that's
different
cool.
style.
No, I like
but
that.
more like a requel as opposed to a straight up sequel.
Yes.
Like we're bringing it into a new generation. We're doing something a little bit different.
Because you can do a whole different cast of characters, because
Exactly.
technically everyone is dead.
That's true.
So we need, and this isn't like, it's not just one group of people. I believe that it's not just these 5 people. They just
No.
played for an entire venue of these
Exactly.
people. He just happens to be,
He's like the boss,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there's a much larger network at play there.
yes. I also, I'm so sorry to bring up bald, like the fact that he was bald again.
men.
But he literally was the only one just to show how old school they were, which
Exactly.
was so funny, because all the other ones have like a full head of hair and big mustaches, which I
Right.
thought was pretty funny, because they're like
Right.
trying to show the stereotype. So I was like, I thought it was interesting that they,
He's a
Papa
true baldy.
Stew. Yeah.
A true baldy.
It was pretty great. But oh my God, no, okay, that was such a fun pitch, because that feels more detailed of what I was trying to go for. So
Right?
thank
Well,
you
like,
so much for
I
having a
mean,
good pitch.
I'm so glad that we were on the same page, though. And honestly,
Yeah, totally.
I was trying to think about this when I was thinking of my pitch this morning. And realistically, the only person who, if I could, I would bring back would probably be Anton Yelchin. And for obvious reasons, I cannot do that.
100%.
So I think you just have to kind of do the sequel, like I say, where it's like a whole new group of friends. They're in the same green room, but it's a different scenario.
Yes.
Like I think the idea of just having like another punk band come through would be kind of dumb.
Yes, it has to be a different group. Yeah, no, that was spectacular. I think that's all I got for Green Room, my
I think
friend.
so. I think that's it for Green Room, but we loved this movie.
Yeah.
Highly recommend you check it out if you've never seen it.
Yes.
Yeah, big fan overall. Loved it. 9 out of 10.
And thank you so much for just being here and coming on this
Yeah.
ride for us. I know we're doing a little bit of a format change, which is okay, because we're still learning.
We're growing.
Yeah.
We're new, but we're figuring it out, and we're so grateful that you're here.
Yeah, we're excited
especially,
to do it with you.
We're so grateful that we're in season 2, guys.
Yes,
this
thank
is
you.
so cool, and we're so excited to show you guys all the cool stuff that we have planned for the rest of the season.
Yes.
And seasons to come.
Exactly. And if you want to,
If you want to reach out to us, please do. Feel free to send us an email at pnb.pod.show@gmail.com, or we are at Pitch and Bitch Pod on Instagram. That's at PITCHNBITCHPOD on Instagram. Come follow us. Come say hi. Shoot us a DM. Send us an email. Let us know what you thought of the episode. We'd love to hear from
we
you.
would.
We would love that.
We're available everywhere.
We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, everywhere you can think of. Give us a rating. Give us a review. We'd love to
Beautiful.
hear from you. And we hope you guys have a beautiful day. We'll see you next time.
I'm Jayme.
I'm Becca, and this has been Pitch and Bitch.
Bye.
Bye, friends.